Welcome back to Listertainment, the channel with the most deceptive name in all of YouTube. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Today we'll be looking at some fighters who just didn't want to fight or put on a show. Some of these fighters just plainly ran away from their opponents, looking like cowards, although some call it getting distance. Which is true, but you still look a little sad doing it and you will get called out for it. While others clinched their way to a loss because they were terrified of the other guy. This guy here though, he deserves some respect because he actually admitted that he couldn't continue and they called off the fight. His trainer wanted to make him fight and he got much needed criticism since he's supposed to protect his own guy. But the fighter knew that it was over and he stepped away. Let's look at some of these. Most people who fight Melvin Manoff are already a little terrified at his incredible athleticism, but mostly because of his crazy aggressive style and overpowering knockout power. But Brock Larson did look terrible right here.
Stuffed head kick again. Oh, he's chasing him. Oh!
It just looks like a fake tough guy running away from a guy that he just slapped. But looking back and thinking he's not gonna chase me, and then he looks back, oh and oh my god, he's right there. You know what the craziest thing is? The runner actually won the fight via unanimous decision. Manoff wasn't aggressive throughout the whole fight, and Larson was able to win the grappling and the ground and pound, especially in the third round. Let's take a break to talk about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Are you ready to get into fighting, but maybe you're not ready to go physical yet? In that case, dive right into Raid Shadow Legends, the #1 mobile game out there, and now it includes fantasy's favorite bad guy, the Orcs. Make sure to go and download Raid to your mobile phone or your PC with my links in the description. I don't know why orcs are hated in fantasy, but in Raid, they get some redemption. Humans and orcs don't get along thanks to the brutal war where they lost all their lands, thus the orcs became nomadic. They have seen that Ava of the elves may be their ally, so they have joined her cause, but they are still wary of her true intentions. Want to find out more? Go and play the full campaign to learn this entire incredible story. These are some of my favorite orcs. The designs are just amazing, really showing their tribes and personality. This game has not skimped at all in the details and action. Just look at how good these attack moves look. Some other games are like, here's a tackle with barely any movement from either character, but with Raid, you get incredible graphics. Aside from the incredible orc lineup, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of special events and activities every single day, plus a bunch of new champions. But get ready for the biggest update of the month. The Guardian Ring. This is a game changer as it gives you new ways to use your champions, including a faction guardian system, and also new ways to get legendary champions you missed out on, and of course, new ways to upgrade your favorite champion. The Raid community and I are extremely excited as this is a massive deal, and there is no better time to get started as more updates are just around the corner. What are you waiting for? Join today by clicking on the link in the description or scanning my QR code. And you will get the epic hero Chonoru, who will help you immensely in the Doom Tower, plus 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard. This way, you will start with an incredible champion as you get in the game, but do it fast as these rewards will only be available for the next 30 days, and only for new players. Once you join, you will find me under the name Zorro's List, and maybe we will be able to fight together. Click on the link right now or scan my QR code. Mike Tyson has destroyed the confidence of a ton of men, but Jesse Ferguson was terrified from the start, not even looking at Mike during the face-off.
Sure. If any, Tyson experiences at this stage of his career. He has recently been on the cover of National.
Then Tyson got to Ferguson. I mean, he got to him every round, punishing his body and face, but in the 5th round, he dropped him.
He's known as a great finisher. Let's see how he does with Ferguson.
Was in trouble in both the 1st and 10th rounds, and now he's in trouble here.
This is where the problems began. Ferguson made it out of the round, but once he came back into the 6th, he refused to fight. He just clinched Tyson at every opportunity and refused to let go, even when the ref was trying to pull him apart. The commentators were saying that the ref could only deduct the point, but he shut them down because after the 2nd or 3rd time that he wouldn't listen to his instructions, he straight up disqualified him. Disqualified for clinching, or another term used, timidity.
Tyson's making a mistake by letting himself get this close to Ferguson. He must maintain a little bit of distance so that he's going to take a point. He's disqualifying him.
isn't much judo in this channel, and it has to be something extraordinary for it to be here. Well, this one fits that category.
Like I said, has the slightest edge over his opponent.
I could show you more of this fight, but you basically saw everything. Harasawa and Ojitani just refused to actually do anything. They would grab and toss around, but no actual throw attempts. This was the Grand Slam final, and there was no winner declared. Instead, they were both disqualified for passivity, and there was outrage as the commentator said that this goes against the very spirits of judo to show up and not fight. They were both awarded the silver medal, and no gold medal was given that day. Oliver McCall was able to take the undefeated record that Lennox Lewis held before their first meeting, and it was by TKO in only the second round.
Lewis unbeaten, remember, after 25 fights. Oh, he's got him! Oh, Lewis walked into a right hand they worried about, and Lewis staggers, and the referee has decided it's all over.
In the rematch, the most unexpected thing happened. He had a nervous breakdown.
He's wandering around the ring, he hasn't gone to his corner, and he's trying to figure out what's gone wrong, why he's not into this fight. The people in his corner are looking.
He refused to fight at all, just running away and covering up whenever Lewis approached. Lewis seemed to hold back a lot, not wanting to hit a guy that was really going through something. McCall was even crying in the ring and refused to return to his corner.
Now,
yeah, the fight shouldn't go on.
there's something wrong with Oliver McCall. He's near tears now. He doesn't really want to fight. He's crying in his corner. I've never seen anything like this.
He was asked before the 5th round if he wanted to continue, and he said yes. But when it started, he turned his back again and walked away, at which point the referee stopped the fight. McCall said that it was his strategy as a type of rope-a-dope, but was later found to be mentally ill and was sent to a hospital. He came back and had a good run before getting into trouble with the law. This is probably the weirdest boxing fight of all time. Lennox Lewis had a very interesting 1987, since that is when he had the trouble with Oliver McCall. Then on his very next fight against Henry Akinwande, there was another debacle.
We'll have the advantage of the left jab. Just gotta forget about it. Good right hand, right on top. Which is what Lennox Lewis has been doing his whole career. Call your jab.
Akinwande was basically scared the entire fight, throwing very little punches and just clinching and holding on to Lewis at every opportunity. The same referee from the McCall fight, Mills Lane, was here too, and he was forced to disqualify Akinwande after he was warned multiple times and after he failed to release a 19-second hold that he just plainly refused to let go.
You wonder what could be 66 days ago, July 11, 1996. Galata disqualified while pounding critical in Madison Square Garden. 4 months later, Atlantic City Convention Center, Galata.
He almost lost his entire purse because of this poor performance, but the commission stated that he had been punished enough with a DQ loss. Now we will see some terrible fighters in an amateur fight that is just weird all around.
Ujo eats a big uppercut, then a big right hook. Needs to keep his chin down because Bo West is headhunting.
First, Joe Louis Lay is running around the entire cage, as he should be, because he does not know how to defend himself at all. I mean, if you move away to get distance, it's all good and well, but once you turn your back, you just look a little bit cowardly.
Big shots landing right above our position, Bo West.
You might not be, but that's the impression everybody gets. His opponent, Bo West, was trying to get Lay out of there that he punched himself out.
We're going to see this fight go into the 3rd and final round. I really would like...
Yeah, this guy retired after the 2nd round and lost the fight to the runner. Damn, dude, 25 because he can take incredible amounts of punishment and just run away is pretty incredible. At first, what Curtis Harper did in this fight looked terrible.
The first round. So he likes to bring an end to opponents in quick fashion, and Curtis Harper has walked out of the ring.
Yes, he just walked out of the ring and went home. The referee's face says it all. This is the first for everyone. He got immediately disqualified, giving the win to F.A. Jagba. It looks like he was scared to fight a Jagba, who had knocked out the first 5 opponents that he faced in his career. But no, according to Harper, he never got the signed contract back with both party signatures and feels like he was tricked. He asked before the fight if it was going to be televised and they told him no, so he signed to get the $6,000. But after he found out it was on TV, he felt duped and felt rightfully so that he needed more money. Carlos Condit beat Nick Diaz back in 2012 via a 5-round decision, but many people think that he just ran away too much during this fight.
Diversified striker is Carlos Condit. Mixes him. Look at this. Crossed his arms. Yeah.
By looking at these highlights, it certainly does look like that, but he was just getting distance, never really turning his back. If you look at the numbers, Condit landed 159 strikes to Diaz's 117. Diaz is just the aggressor in almost all his fights, so of course he looks better most of the time. But Condit showed amazing movement and got in there quick and accurately with his punches, and his kicks were freaking brutal. One of the best fighters currently in the UFC is without a doubt Israel Adesanya, but his style can be boring during long parts of the fight. That was never more clear than when he fought Yoel Romero.
Oh, beautiful low kick. When you think about the judges in this fight,
Adesanya was clearly worried about Romero's amazing power and explosiveness, and thus there were times when he looked like he was running away, especially this part.
Not a lot of time to go.
Of course, he's just getting distance, but he turned his back and his face looked terrified. Romero criticized Adesanya after, but Romero's style is also really slow and patient at times. There were only 48 total strikes landed from Adesanya and 40 from Romero, so this fight did not live up to the hype. Romero's lack of output could be due to Adesanya, and he certainly believes that.
Like a rooting guy? No. The people want to see that they really fight.
Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz had 2 amazing fights, with McGregor getting finished in the first one. In the second one though, McGregor came out with a more cautious style, running away from Diaz a whole ton. Diaz called him out the entire fight, just pointing at him and putting his hands up. Even with all this running, McGregor certainly did tear up Diaz's face. But looking at the stats, the fight was really close. Diaz had 2 more significant strikes and 55 more total strikes, with 1 takedown versus 0 for McGregor. In the end, although the result is very highly debated, it seems like the decision was the correct one. But maybe you think differently. Let me know in the comments. If you happen to enjoy this video, please give it a like, as it really gets the algorithm really horny. And also subscribe and turn on those notifications. Thanks again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. Listen guys, the fighters running away in most cases is due so they can get some distance and reset themselves. But as we have seen, they will get jeered at by the crowd because you look scared while doing so. You look like someone running away from a chicken. You need to do it, but it still makes you look bad. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.